Tampa Bay comes up on the short end of a 14-12 thriller at Raymond James Stadium on Sunday afternoon. A battle of two future Hall of Fame quarterbacks going toe-to-toe against each other. And offensively, the Buccaneers couldn't get anything going in the first half. In fact, offensively, we didn't get anything going until the last 2 minutes.
Right, and it really wasn't anything that Green Bay was doing. The Bucs opening drive, they took it down and they kicked the field goal. Then after that, the second drive, they had a holding call. They had 1st and 20, weren't able to overcome it, punt. The next drive, which is the third drive, they had 2 false starts. Again, got way behind, down in distance. They had the fumble or the punt, and then they were moving the ball effectively and impairment with the fumble. And then to end the first half, they took a knee. First opportunity, second half, driving it again, and had the second fumble with Russell Gage. So it really wasn't anything the Green Bay was doing on defense that stopped the Bucs offense. But ultimately, you got to be able to put drives together, plays together to come away with points.
Dave, with 8:44 to go in the second quarter, Green Bay scored their second touchdown, took a 14-3 lead. And after that, I don't know what the Buccaneer defense did or adjustments made, but the defense played lights out from the 8:44 mark. Green Bay was shut out.
Right, and it was a big turnover in the end zone, or down by the end zone, where the big forced fumble, the hit with Vita Vea down the field at all people, popped the ball out, and the Bucs defense was lights out. Early in the game, they gave up some big plays. They were a little softer against the run, but then they made correction and really played lights out the second half and kept the Bucs offense in this football game.
How good was the Buccaneer defense for that 8:44 point in the second quarter? Well, Green Bay started the game 5 for 5 on third downs, Dave.
Right.
They were 1 for 8 in the second half on third down. One third down. They had only 3 first downs in the entire second half. The Bucs defense played well enough to win. We just couldn't execute an offense.
Yes, and there's reasons for that. But on defense, Logan Hall showed up. He had a nice pressure, knocked Aaron Rodgers down, and then had the sack at the end of the game, and that was really good. But offensively, there's no excuses, of course. You got to be able to convert first downs, make points when you have the opportunities, but you're missing Evans, Godwin, and Julio Jones. So we saw at the end of that game, Russell Gage stepped up. He had 12 catches, Gene.
That's a new career high for him.
It's a guy coming off of a pulled hamstring. He was, and he was exhausted at the end of his game, but he worked very hard. Key catch for the touchdown to give them the opportunity to get the 2-point and tie. But obviously, when you're not missing your top 3 receivers, life's going to be difficult, especially against a good defense like Green Bay.
And trying to get continuity in the running game when you're having a patchwork offensive line, it all adds up to you've got some obstacles to try to overcome. We heard Cameron Brate in the postgame locker room interview with T.J. Reeves had him, and he said, we hope to get some players back before Kansas City comes in, and boy, you just got to cross your fingers and see if Bobby Slater and that athletic training staff can get these guys back, especially guys with hamstrings. And Chris has been out for a couple of ball games. We were able to beat New Orleans on the road, Dallas on the road, shorthanded. But when Green Bay comes, Dave, the speculation by the media is this was a preview of what we might see in the NFC Championship game.
That's very possible. This is 2 good football teams. And Green Bay started poorly in their first game last year as well, and then put it together quickly. And they look like a good football team tonight. And obviously the Bucs had opportunities; they were right there in the end. But you got to be able to finish those drives and make those key plays in those situations. And hopefully, Donovan Smith, right? You had Walton playing left tackle. He had one of the holding calls. And so hopefully if you can get some guys back, you're going to be in a lot better situation.
We had fewer penalties than Green Bay. That generally helps the team win football games. We had 2 takeaways, but they had 2 takeaways. Now, you look at this loss. We're 1-1, and we play a primetime game Sunday against the Kansas City Chiefs. That's sort of a deja vu of Super Bowl 55. Before we look ahead a week, Russell Gage, you mentioned 12 catches, a new career best. He had 11 against us when he played for Atlanta. That was his previous best. But he becomes the 91st player that Tom Brady has thrown a touchdown to. I mean, 91 different guys have caught a touchdown pass. Tonight, it was Russell Gage Jr. Now, Kansas City, they lost to the Colts on Sunday. What does that do for Kansas City?
They're going to be super focused. Obviously with the whole Super Bowl thing, the big lead up to the night game, it's going to be the big talk. But again, Bucs just have to come out there and do what they do. Play good on defense, convert on third down on offense, and limit the mistakes. It's going to be about how the Bucs handle the situation and play their game, and it's not really going to have a whole lot to do with Kansas City.
Kansas City, Tampa Bay has a Super Bowl ring to it. I don't think they've forgotten 31-9. By the way, tip of the hat to Buccaneer fans that came out in force, sold out stadium, made a lot of noise, and almost helped us win the ball game. Bucs lose for the first time today. I can't wait to kick another football off and play another football game. I want to get this taste out of my mouth.
Without a doubt. The faster the game can come, the better.
Go Bucs!